Starve Acre film review by Sarah Morgan for On Yorkshire magazine. Bleak, unsettling and utterly gripping. That, in a nutshell, is writer-director Daniel Kokotajlo's adaptation of Starve Acre, Andrew Michael Hurley's acclaimed 2019 novel. I've been a fan of the author since reading his debut offering, The Loney, which was followed by Devil's Day. Starve Acre is his third book and is just as disturbing as its predecessors. I could hardly wait to see how it would turn out on screen. Thankfully, I was not disappointed. Kokotajlo's sensitive take on the story is a welcome addition to one of my favourite genres, folk horror, which already contains such classics as The Wicker Man, The Blood on Satan's Claw, and Witchfinder General. Morfydd Clark, who will be instantly recognisable to horror fans from her extraordinary lead performance in the Scarborough-shot St Maud, stars alongside ex-Doctor Who star Matt Smith. They play Juliet and Richard, whose efforts to build a life at the property where Richard grew up seems doomed to fail by the behaviour and subsequent death of their young son Owen. Both seem to be tied to local folklore, a subject that bewitched Richard's own father. The tragedy involving Owen drives a wedge between the couple. While Juliet seeks solace from her sister Harry and superstitious members of the community, Richard, an archaeologist, throws himself into his work, eventually making an extraordinary discovery on his own land, which leads to the unleashing of a dark and sinister force that will eventually make its presence felt in a rather unexpected manner. Filmed on location in North Yorkshire, Starve Acre gets under the skin and stays there long after viewing. I watched it a few days before writing this review, feeling the need to let the imagery settle in my mind while processing its atmospheric and foreboding plot. I'm not sure I've done either yet. I think at least one repeat viewing is in order. Clark is as compelling here as she was in the aforementioned St Maud, on the surface at least playing a very different character, that of a woman pushed to the edge of despair by grief. But both Juliet and Maud share something too. They're rather lonely, cut off from society. In Maud's case, that's by her mental health issues, while for Juliet, they're geographical. The farm on which she lives is remote and not very welcoming. Smith is as charismatic as ever, while excellent support comes from Erin Richards, Robert Ems, Sean Gilder and a hare. Yes, you did hear that correctly. A hare, albeit a very convincing mechanical one, plays a large part in the denouement. I shall say no more for fear of spoiling it for anyone who hasn't seen the film or read the book. Full marks go to Kokotajlo too. This is only his second feature film after his acclaimed debut Apostasy, which was inspired by his own experiences growing up as a Jehovah's Witness. At first glance, it would appear that the two films have little in common, but both feature families torn apart and trapped in difficult situations. It will be interesting to see what he does next. The disc is packed with special features, including interviews with the cast and crew and a deleted scene. Starve Acre is released on Blu-ray by the BFI.